start our meeting. Welcome, everyone. We'll start with introductions. I'll introduce myself and then we'll go from right to left. I'm Eliza Vasquez. I am a commercial real estate appraiser and realtor in Brownsville.
Hi, everyone. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
My name is Claudia Quesada, lead communications and PR coordinator.
Good evening, Miguel Ángel Patiño. I work for Laboratory Corporation of America, and I'm also a nurse.
Good evening, Carlos Rodriguez. I'm a banker. I work with Texas National Bank in Brownsville.
Good evening, Griselda Munoz. I work with CLC and I represent the manufacturing industry.
Good evening. My name is Angie Capistran, and I'm a business teacher with Rivera High School.
Hello, everyone. My name is Janet Rico, and I recently just got hired at Workforce Solutions, so outcomes manager there.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sergio Martinez, and I work at UTRGV in Student Affairs.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Adriana Contreras. I'm an agent and especially of insurance agent.
Thank you. We'll start with approval of the minutes for for September the 21st. Has everyone had a chance to read those? I do have one question and one correction. Under old business, we're saying letters have been sent out to customers in the mail. I'm not sure what letters we were referring to. If we can specify what letters were sent out. And then on the second page, I read a letter. That was an email from a client of mine, addressed to PUB, not a colleague. If we can make that change. Does anybody else have any comments for minutes or corrections? I'll entertain motions.
Could make a motion to approve the minutes for September.
A second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Minutes have been approved. Thank you. Next item on our agenda is old business. Clay, do we have any old business?
Sure. Last time we discussed, we had a meeting about the bylaws. We wanted to update those. And we included some information there about the minutes that we were going to have people speak for. We had 3 minutes, we changed it to 5, but we also are going to make a change to, we're going to add the location of our meetings on the bylaws, and that'll be, I will send that in email to you so you can take a look at it, and that should be all for the bylaws.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is new business. Does anyone have any new business?
I did want to mention that for the month of December, we won't have a meeting, a regular meeting. It is on the meeting schedule that I gave everyone, but we do have a Christmas dinner, which PUBCAP members are invited to. It's going to take place on the 10th, December 10th, and you can take your +1. We'll have a table for PUBCAP and just have fun. It's going to be at the event center here in Brownsville. We also wanted to, I also wanted to bring up, just put it out there, and we can plan it afterwards, but having a group picture for the PUBCAP, and we can discuss the details later. Maybe individual shots will work better, or maybe a full group picture.
Okay. One thing that I was hoping that we could do at some point was get a tour of the facility on 511. Because of COVID, we never were able to do that. And it's a beautiful facility. I'd like to see if there was any way that we could tour at some point.
Yes, definitely.
The only other thing I was thinking about was ERCOT had a public forum yesterday, and I guess they were really just reaching out to the public to let people know that they've made all their they had fulfilled all the requirements to make sure that we didn't have another situation with like we did with Storm Fury, And I wanted to know what PUB, what steps we've taken to make sure that we're going to be covered for this winter in case we have another situation come up. Do we have someone from PUB that can address that? Please.
Speaking from the water wastewater operation, you know, our plants, yes, during the storm, with some of the chemicals and some of the chemicals and also the feed lines, some of the feed lines that feed the chemicals into the water plants, typically like I said, they get freeze over with PVC pipe, and then also some of the chemicals learn from the pipe difficult flowing through the pipes. So since then, of course, we winterized the refrigeration and wrapping some water out for your pipes and all of that. And that's it. I know that the state department, they're not here, but they work continuously on making sure that we have a lot of little feeds to all of our systems. Working on making them, make sure that we have so that's the update on.
Thank you so much, Ms. Marie. Any questions? Thank you. Appreciate that information. I just wanted us to be able to know how to answer those questions in case someone from the community asks us. So good information. Thank you. Thank you. Any other new business? No new business. We will move on. We have a presentation from Ms. Evelyn Garcia on meter tampering. Ms. Evelyn?
Thank you. So the presentation overview, we're going to talk about reporting tampering, what is meter tampering, signs of meter tampering, tampering and other related fees, the dangers, and I'm going to show a couple of photos of tampered meters. Reporting tampering, we have employees that report tampering. We have our high and low reports. We have our frontline, which are the meter readers. We have the meter servicemen, and we have the electric and water meter shops. We have customers that also report possible tamperings. They report it through our hotline and through our website. We also audit accounts. We do employee random checks. We investigate family accounts. Anytime we find a customer that's been tampering, excuse me, we're also going to investigate their family, their relatives. We also do neighborhood sweeps. And with our neighborhood sweeps, what we do is we'll literally go and park at a neighborhood, and we'll hit house by house and we'll check the meter. And we also not only check for tampering, we also check to see the accuracy of a meter. We also do presentations. We do presentations to our employees. We train the meter readers and our servicemen on how to detect a possible tampering. Thank you. We have public awareness campaign. We do advertisement. We have advertised in the Brownsville Herald, our bargain book. We have bill inserts. We put information back of our PUB bill. We've done press release, and we also give out handouts, which I put a handout for each of you. So what is meter tampering? Meter tampering may be defined as bypassing or diverting the measurement of either an electrical or water consumption. It can be done by physically disorienting the meter, attaching, inserting objects in the meter mechanism, bypassing the meter, self-connection after we've disconnected for non-payment, and willfully damaging the meter. Breaking a meter seal, opening a meter base, removing a meter, or altering any cables, wires, that is considered meter tampering. On the water side, breaking ear loops, damaging or breaking our clamshells, breaking our plugs, our barrel locks, all that is considered meter tampering. Tampering with the meter is also very dangerous. Attempting to bypass or tamper with the electric meter is dangerous and can result in serious injuries, even death, by fire, explosion, or electrocution. However, it is not only dangerous to the person doing the tampering, but also your family members, your friends, your neighbors, and the PUB employees that go out there. You also damage equipment. On the water side, when you tamper with the water, you can contaminate not only your water supply, but the surrounding areas as well. And it's also illegal to do this. These are all the different signs of meter tampering. Broken seals on a meter socket. We have holes on the seals. We have magnets where they put magnets on the meter, try to slow it down. Meters, they flip our meters. They put them upside down so that way the consumption could go backwards. So instead of it registering our consumption, it's minusing the consumption. They do straight connections to our weatherhead, to underground as well. They bypass our meter by jumpers. They damage parts in the meter. They exchange meters. They steal meters from other areas and they'll swap meters. And typically what they do is they know 5 o'clock PUB goes home. So when they get home, 6 o'clock, they'll take out the meter that we show that belongs at their house, and they'll put a meter that they took from somewhere else. So now there's no consumption being registered on the meter that should be there. They bypass, they do a bypass. The newer homes or the newer meter cans have a bypass. So what they'll do is they'll put the bypass in the upright position, and that means they have 100% free power going through it because it's bypassing our meter. They put holes on our Lexit cover. On the cover, they'll put a hole, they'll drill a hole, they'll put objects stopping our discs from turning. So now they have 100% power. And I have some examples that I'll show y'all. Resistors inside the meter. The resistors are really not common here in Brownsville. They're more common in the Upper Valley, McAllen, Harlingen, in that area. They see that a lot. The water meters, what they do with our water meters, they remove the register. Once you remove the register off the base, they have 100% free water at that point because it's not registering since they removed the register. We find water meters that are missing the tamper screw, or each meter has a tampering screw attached to it. And so they remove the tampering screw in order to remove the register. And we find a lot of customers that reconnect themselves. And that's when they reconnect themselves, they've been disconnected for non-payment. So these are all our fees. What we do, once we find a positive tampering, we do get the Brownsville PD involved for all our cases. We do immediately disconnect at the transformer or at the overhead. And these are our fees. We charge $150 to reconnect. If applicable, we charge $150 for the unauthorized access, $60 for the damaged meter. And at that point, we do install an RF meter, and that price is $125, and $75 to reconnect. And we also back bill our customer, and we back bill them up to 4 years. On the water side, we do pretty much the same. We call Brownsville PD. We immediately disconnect the straight connection. Usually when we find these straight connections, that's 100% free water that's going through. We install a device, we plug the lines. It's $150 for the unauthorized access. It's $150 to remove that device, the plug that we've installed. $60 for a damaged meter, $150 to install a water meter, and $75 to reconnect. And we do the same. We back bill the customer up to 4 years, if applicable. On the wastewater side, if we find a straight connection, we typically give them a week or so to come in and apply. If they don't, then we'll go out there and we plug the line. Once we plug a line, it's $864 just to plug the line. That does take a couple of days to plug a line. And then just when they come in to actually apply for services, they also have to pay for us to go and unplug it. So you're looking at those 2 fees once they get caught, tampering with the wastewater. I just put this out here. Recently, a man died. He was disconnected for non-payment. He gets home and he went to the meter to reconnect himself. They found him the next morning still hanging on to one of the wires, 33 years old. And this is a reconnect after he had been disconnected. This homeowner was jailed for stealing electricity because she modified the meter, and this is in Harlingen. She was a Harlingen woman is facing charges after she was found. She found a way to alter the electric meter in her home. And this is an AEP customer. AEP contacted the police, and she was arrested. And she has to pay the fines. AEP suffered a loss over $500 and less than $1,500. So this customer was charged with a Class A misdemeanor. And here's an example when they tamper with our seal. Let's see if I got this. See right here, this little, they actually drill this. There's a hole right there. What they do is they drill a hole, they remove this little wire, they open it, they go in and do what they want. They put wires in there, and in this particular case, this customer had did an upgrade. So instead of going through the proper channels, hiring a certified electrician, pull permits, and contacting PUB to go disconnect, they took it upon themselves. And in order for them not to pay any fines, they'll drill a hole under our seal and open it and put it back in. So that way they don't get caught. But in this case, one of the meter readers reported this. In this particular case, this customer was disconnected for non-payment. As you can see in the back of the meter, it had an arc flash when he put the meter back in. See how it burned? There and over here. And this is from a reconnection after he had been disconnected for non-payment.
You can't see your pointer.
Oh, they can't see those? Okay.
So you need to.
All right. So can I point it at this one? Okay, so nope, they can't see it. Okay. So this particular meter, which I actually have. And they could see it from there. Okay. Well. So you see how it burned after, oops. So right here. And this is an arc flash when he put the meter back in after to reconnect himself. In order to reconnect yourself, when we disconnect services, we put little plastic sleeves on it. We put the meter back in, we seal it up. This customer had removed the seal and he removed the sleeves and put the meter in and he had an arc flash. Here you could see, this is our wires. This particular customer had called PUB because he only had power in half of his house. Half of his house was without power. And the reason he was without power was because the wires were getting corroded because they had tampered. This particular wire here is not a PUB wire. This is a fourth wire that he had straight connected and bypassing our meter. He was receiving 50% free power. This particular case took us over 2 hours. They had to break the concrete to find what was going on. So he was charged. Obviously, we don't arrest, but we were able to back bill this customer. And here's a water meter where the register, this is the register and this is the water meter. And as you can see, the register is off the base and this is the base. So here he was getting 100% free water. This particular case, this customer drilled a hole on the top and he put a paper clip, if you could see it coming through, and it's stopping the disc 100%. In this case, they were getting 100% free power. And this is one of our older type meters. In this particular case, this one here is a 50% bypass. That means that it was only registering 50%. And if you follow the blue line, the blue line right here going around, and it's going down straight to our transformer, that's where they had the fourth wire. That is what is considered a fourth wire, and it's bypassing our meter. 50% bypass. The yellow line, this is the wire that should be connected to the breaker box. You can see how they removed it, and they had the fourth wire going in. Anytime we find something like this, it does take a whole team to go out there. It takes us a couple hours to resolve this issue. Any type of damage, if they've done damage to our lines going underground, they do have to pay for the lines as well, not just the fees that we charge. This particular customer put 2 jumpers. This is one jumper here, and here's the other jumper. That other black line going down. This is also 50% bypass. This particular customer, this was my first time that we've seen this. It's a beauty. It's a brand new meter box. This customer had done an upgrade to this house. And while they were doing an upgrade, I don't know if you can see this little hole that's back here, right in the bottom. So they drilled that hole. There's 2 wires. There's actually 3 wires going in. These 2 wires, that's the first one. Here's the second one, are going through that hole. And the third one is the ground wire. And it's going into the breaker box. Whatever's connected to that breaker box was getting 100% free power. This particular customer, we backfilled them quite a bit. So we were able to determine what was connected to that additional breaker box that he had. And I have some meters that I can show y'all.
Question, do meters, do they get replaced every so many years or? Okay.
See where the consumption is gone down. We can write it smooth, we'll have, you know, go out there. Smooth. Oh, there's smooth and fine. Slow. We have a lot of, with that information. Slow down quite a bit. They have 1 point. We look at so we might look at 6 months ago.
So they physically look at each. Oh.
As the other type of year, they want to not.
Yeah, it's about 101, 125, but we're not really doing that anymore because they don't make them.
I just got that one, so. Mhm. Yeah, and I had the option to either do them payments or on time. So in that one, how many, how many years? Yes.
It's a lifespan. What's the range back? Like 101?
Thank you.
I know on the water side, I don't know if they want to mention too much, but part of the reason why we do it is also to help reduce loss as far as water loss. A lot of times people assume when they get a high bill that a lot of times it's, oh, well, it's the meter, it's an old meter, so it must be going wrong. Well, what usually happens when a meter is old and starts going bad is it starts reading slower as opposed to quicker. Obviously, well, kind of like me, as I get older, I move a little bit slower. So, why that would help reduce loss is because, we're able to account for the water better, by having those up-to-date meters.
One of these water sites is every 4,000 or meters, residential. So the constant replacement, or if they get or the covers are damaged or whatever, so it could be also the replace construction damage or something. So
People run over it. I'm curious how you figure out how to back bill them. Oh, wow. Mhm.
What we've never found, but we don't know where they put on the house, where the gloves.
I remember last thing we were reading meter.
reports.
Everyone, can we use the mic so that we can hear a bit better? Thank you.
Questions?
Any other questions, anyone?
Out of time?
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Evelyn. Okay, next item on our agenda is a presentation by Clady.
No.
Hi, everyone. I'm Claudia Casara. I work in the Public Relations Department. And well, today I'm going to just give you a short presentation on Adopt an Angel. It's something that we do here at BPB. Employees look forward to it every year. BPB employees have adopted Christmas angels in the name of children served by Friendship of Women and Tip of Texas Family Outreach. Those are the two organizations we work with, and we've been working with them for approximately 30 years. So it's a long time tradition that they've had with us here at BPB. And like I said, employees look forward to it every year. And we get about 150, we get a separate list from both organizations. One sends us a list for 50 and the other one for 100. And we compile this list together. And in the past, we used to just kind of do something of, hey, come choose your angel on this list. What we've done now is modernized it a little bit after COVID, and we have it digitalized. We go ahead and send we compile the list, we send it out to employees, they get to choose their angels, so it's broken down. There's 150 kids, and then it's broken down by age, what they want. And so they're able to adopt them by just clicking on their name, and they receive an email saying, hey, you've adopted, I don't know, Noemi, 2 years of age, and she wants a Barbie. And so what you do on your end is basically just get that prepared as an employee, get that prepared, and we designate a week for them to come and bring in the gifts to us, to communications and PR. They need to wrap it and put a name and all that so we know where the gift goes. And PR does a real good job of sorting those things out all the time. So we're getting ready to do that in the office, just to have make some space for all the gifts that are going to be trickling in next week. So we're excited for it. And again, so the adoption process is the angels are adopted by all our employees. They can take more than one angel. And some people wait to the very end to see, hey, is anyone else left? Let me take that angel. Let me take that child. And it's just a way for us to give back to the community. In the past, we used to do something of have the bucket truck go over to the organization and do have it delivered through a bucket truck. We've been doing more of a pickup for them. They come and pick up their gifts. They take it back. At the end of the year, for the organizations that have like this event, like a posada, and that's where they give out their gifts to the kids. It's real nice. And so I believe we're going to be delivering the gifts on the 14th. And we're just working right now to arrange the pickup. I just wanted to let the community know that these are also things that we do here at BPB year round. We're always trying to find a way to give back to people. And And just to side note, we have our ongoing outreach. We've, after COVID, we kind of slowed down a little bit. We couldn't go to schools and stuff. But we're doing our best to get back out there and get back to normal and giving back to the community, really. We also have our Christmas parade this Saturday. We have our bucket truck decorated, and I chose Charlie Brown for Christmas. Everybody loves Charlie Brown. It's going to be at 7 p.m. And hope to see you out there, and hope you guys enjoy it. I don't know if you have any questions for us for this. It's just something to let the community know. That's it.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Very good causes.
Thank you.
Clady. The next item on our agenda is public comments. Do we have anyone registered for any public comments, Clady?
We do not.
Okay. Our next meeting date, as Clady said, we won't have one in December, but the next one will be January the 18th at here at 5:30.
That's correct.
With no other business, I think our meeting, I'll take motions to adjourn our meeting. We have a first. Second.
Second.
We have motions to adjourn our meeting. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's 6:12. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.